Revolution wasn't televised in the 60s. Is it going to be televised in the 90s?
Well, you know, the catchphrase, what that was all about, the revolution will not be televised, that was about the fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution will not be televised, we were saying that, like, that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page. Or I'm on the right page, but I'm on the wrong note. And I've got to get in sync with everyone else to understand what's happening in this country.
Let's go.
It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on. On your mobile phone. What are you waiting for? It's on your tablet when you're wrong. What are you waiting for? It's on your PC at home. What are you waiting for? It's on. In your lap, it's on. What are you waiting for? It's on your mobile phone. What are you waiting for? It's on.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What it do? It's your hip hop culture specialist, Gypsy Rain, in the building, over and over with my co-pilot remix. We're somewhere in the ATL, you know how we do it. It's the hip hop declaration of peace celebration on the ninth principle. Woo-hoo! The ninth principle is all about who? The eighth principle. Okay, I'm looking through the list like ninth principle. I'm jumping the gun. That's even more exciting. It's exciting and successful, the ninth principle. But we on the eighth principle. You hear me? 1 1 2 1 2. That's right. The eighth principle. Here we go. Here we go. Companies, corporations, and not-for-profit organizations, as well as individuals and groups that are clearly benefiting from the use, interpretation, and/or exploitation of hip-hop, and the expressions and terminologies of hip-hop, shall be encouraged to commission and/or employ a certified hip-hop specialist to answer sensitive cultural questions and guide businesses, cities, and countries through the principles and proper presentations of hip-hop culture to the world. That's the ninth. I keep trying to push it. That's the eighth principle. Okay, I'm gonna get it together. And the eighth principle is all about yours truly, the hip-hop culture specialist. Also remix, hip-hop culture specialist. How do you become certified? Hit us up, 770-8998-337, and figure out, how can I become a certified hip-hop culture specialist like Rain and Remix? What are the credentials required to reserve such a spot? I don't know, but it's hard work. We 4 years in the making. In Your Lap is on. Slap somebody today. Tell a friend you need to watch In Your Lap sometime. You need to follow, join, tweet, you know what I'm saying, and then lead. Because that's what we need in today's society. Leaders, you know what I'm saying, slappers. Now hiring slappers. That's what this show is about. We are hiring hip-hop culture specialists. You need to get on the team now while we got room. Doing big things for 2016. We want to keep going in this underground quest, the Hip Hop Adventures of Rain and Remix. We really need your help. We need you to subscribe, and we need you to follow. We need you to go ahead and like that Facebook page. That's what's up. We really appreciate it. Today's show is about hip hop culture specialists. And I got a couple things I'd like to share with you. So, you know, share this with 10 of your closest. Make sure they know In Your Lap is on 24/7. www.inyourlap.com. That's how you hit us up. We hovering over to ATL, but you can catch us on episodes 1 through 7 because this is the 8th principle. Check out all the principles. Become a slapper. Become official. You know what I'm saying? Join the in crowd. I really appreciate it. All right. I got some stuff I want to share with you. Let me get it together. I'm going to play a little song by Raw War, consisting of many hip-hop culture specialists make the group Raw War. Get to know us today on SoundCloud. All right? Appreciate it. I'm at the cuddle up. See if I can find remix. I don't know.
And I wish you luck and farewell. We have reached the turning point in our lives, and I, for one, intend to completely take and make this opportunity to speak and defeat what this town stands for.
I'm not void of understanding. I need love, not more demanding. I'm not worth to be completed. I'm the ones that's understanding. I need heart and alcohol. We will have a better start. Why you looking for it? All the side of who you are. Something that I'm missing. Something inside of me.
That's right. This episode is all about In Your Lap. Hit us up. We need you to share this episode with anybody you know that's a slapper. That's somebody who is critical, who loves to share their opinion with others. That's what we're looking for right now.
I came as far, seen a star, the shiny lights, the fancy cars.
You know what it is.
We did that. Me and my cats, we lit at.
We on Principle 8, Hip Hop Culture Specialist.
It's Mercury, but fade to black.
So I want to share with you other hip hop culture specialists in the world of hip hop. That's including David Banner. I think I got some stuff from Killer Mike and also maybe a few clips from Karis One. Hope you enjoy our show today and get a better understanding of what the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace is all about. It's not about being corny or, letting people slap you on both sides of the cheek. The hip hop culture is a way of life, and we come a long way. We just want to record history as well as share what has already taken place in that culture. And so the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace was created after corporations began to use our music in the wrong way. We wanted to just set a foundation for the culture. So the 8th principle is saying that if you're doing anything with hip hop, especially these radio stations, and there's a lot of corporations use them for commercials and stuff, music. There's a lot of movies with hip hop that vibe in it. But anyway, it's encouraging those corporations, small or large, to hire, employ, barter with a hip hop culture specialist before you dip your hands into something you don't know nothing about. Understanding what the culture is trying to do for a community that needed what we had to offer, which was positivity, prosperity, production, you know what I'm saying, and preservation of a people who sometimes is called lost. So I don't know what you think. Everybody has an opinion. Be sure to comment. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be on our panel anytime, we like to have other people on our panel. Most of our shows, this show is a special show because we are now hiring hip hop culture specialists. Yep. Also known as slappers. We need you to get on the panels. We got a lot of music to review. 2016, got some opportunities coming up. Like to share with you. So if you are interested in that opportunity, hit us up. Let's see, you can send your resume to inyourlap@gmail.com, INYOLAP as in Paul @gmail.com. Remix, look over that. You know what I'm saying? We will call you, and your interview is live on air. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of business. So we're looking for that in every state. in this country at this time. So there's no limitations to what we can do. That's again, hip hop culture specialist. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna share my screen with y'all this evening. See if we can get it going.
The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. This document recognizes hip hop as an international culture of peace and prosperity. It is also a set of principles which advise all hip hoppers on how to sustain the peaceful character of hip hop culture and to form worldwide peace. Additionally, this declaration is meant to show hip hop as a positive phenomenon which has nothing in common with the negative image of hip hop as something that corrupts young people and encourages them to break the law. If you claim to be or to live hip hop, this the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace along with KRS-One's Gospel of Hip Hop you could consider your Bible. If you want to preserve and progress hip hop in a healthy manner, you'll probably find yourself in agreement with many of the principles and the knowledge it holds. If you do so, welcome to the club. Go sign the declaration and keep spreading this fundamental document of insights with fellow hip hoppers. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace is composed mainly by Bombay Taz Universal Zulu Nation and KRS Temple of Hip Hop and was formally introduced to the UN on May 16, 2001. I for one will always strive, personally and professionally, to honor the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. Promise. Here is a large image of the original and below are the full 18 principles provided for your study. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. This Hip Hop Declaration of Peace guides hip hop culture toward freedom from violence, and establishes advice and protection for the existence and development of the international hip hop community. Through the principles of this Hip Hop Declaration of Peace we, hip hop culture, establish a foundation of health, love, awareness, wealth, peace, and prosperity for ourselves, our children and their children's children, forever. For the clarification of hip hop's meaning and purpose, or when the intention of hip hop is questioned, or when disputes between parties arise concerning hip hoppers shall have access to the advice of this document, the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, as guidance, advice, and protection. First principle. Hip hop is a term that describes our independent collective consciousness. Ever growing, it is commonly expressed through such elements as breakin', MCing, graffiti art, DJing, beatboxing, street fashion, street language, street knowledge and street entrepreneurialism. Wherever and whenever these and future elements and expressions of hip-hop culture manifest, this Hip-Hop Declaration of Peace shall advise the use and interpretation of such elements, expressions, and lifestyle. Second principle. Hip-hop culture respects the dignity and sanctity of life without discrimination or prejudice. Hip-hoppers shall thoroughly consider the protection and the development of life, over and before the individual decision to destroy or seek to alter its natural development. Third principle. Hip-hop culture respects the laws and agreements of its culture, its country, its institutions, and whomever it does business with. Hip-hop does not irresponsibly break laws and commitments. Fourth principle. Hip-hop is a term that describes our independent collective consciousness. As a conscious way of life, we acknowledge our influence on society, especially on children, and we shall forever keep the rights and welfare of both in mind. Hip-hop culture encourages womanhood, manhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, childhood, and family. We are conscious not to bring any intentional disrespect that jeopardizes the dignity and reputation of our children, elders, and ancestors. Fifth principle. The ability to define, defend, and educate ourselves is encouraged, developed, preserved, protected and promoted as a means toward peace and prosperity, and toward the protection and the development of our self-worth. Through knowledge of purpose and the development of our natural and learned skills, hip-hoppers are encouraged to always present their best work and ideas. Sixth principle. Hip-hop culture honors no relationship, person, event, act, or otherwise wherein the preservation and further development of hip-hop's culture, principles and elements are not considered or respected. Hip-hop culture does not participate in activities that clearly destroy or alter its ability to productively and peacefully exist. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to initiate and participate in fair trade and honesty in all negotiations and transactions. Seventh principle. The essence of hip-hop is beyond entertainment. The elements of hip-hop culture may be traded for money, honor, power, respect, food, shelter, information and other resources. However, hip-hop and its culture cannot be bought, nor is it for sale. It cannot be transferred or exchanged by or to anyone for any compensation at any time or at any place. Hip-hop is the priceless principle of our self-empowerment. Hip-hop is not a product. 8th principle. Companies, corporations, non- and not-for-profit organizations, as well as individuals and groups that are clearly benefiting from the use, interpretation, and / or exploitation of the term hip-hop, i.e. hip-hop, and the expressions and terminologies of hip-hop, i.e. hip-hop, are encouraged to commission and / or employ a full-time or part-time certified hip-hop cultural specialist to interpret and answer sensitive cultural questions regarding the principles and proper presentations of hip-hop's elements and culture, relative to businesses, individuals, organizations, communities, cities, as well as other countries. 9th principle. May 3rd is Rap Music Day. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to dedicate their time and talent to self-development and for service to their communities. Every third week in May is Hip Hop Appreciation Week HHAW. During this time, hip-hoppers are encouraged to honor their ancestors, reflect upon their cultural contributions and appreciate the elements and principles of hip-hop culture. November is Hip Hop History Month. During this time hip-hoppers are encouraged to participate in the creating, learning, and honoring of hip-hop's history and historical cultural contributors. 10th principle. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to build meaningful and lasting relationships that rest upon love, trust, equality, and respect. Hip-hoppers are encouraged not to cheat, abuse, or deceive their friends. 11th principle. The hip-hop community exists as an international culture of consciousness that provides all races, tribes, religions, and styles of people a foundation for the communication of their best ideas and works. Hip-hop culture is united as one multi-skilled, multicultural, multi-faith, multiracial people committed to the establishment and the development of peace. 12th principle. Hip-hop culture does not intentionally or voluntarily participate in any form of hate, deceit, prejudice, or theft at any time. At no time shall hip-hop culture engage in any violent war within itself. Those who intentionally violate the principles of this declaration of peace or intentionally reject its advice, forfeit by their own actions the protections set forth herein. 13th principle. Hip-hop culture rejects the immature impulse for unwarranted acts of violence and always seeks diplomatic, non-violent strategies in the settlement of all disputes. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to consider forgiveness and understanding before any act of retaliation. War is reserved as a final solution when there is evidence that all other means of diplomatic negotiation have failed repeatedly. 14th principle. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to eliminate poverty, speak out against injustice and shape a more caring society and a more peaceful world. Hip-hop culture supports a dialogue and action that heals divisions in society, addresses the legitimate concerns of humankind and advances the cause of peace. 15th principle. Hip-hoppers respect and learn from the ways of nature, regardless of where we are on this planet. Hip-hop culture holds sacred our duty to contribute to our own survival as independent, free-thinking beings in and throughout the universe. This planet, commonly known as Earth, is our nurturing parent, and hip-hoppers are encouraged to respect nature and all creations and inhabitants of nature. 16th principle. Hip-hop's pioneers, legends, teachers, elders, and ancestors shall not be inaccurately quoted, misrepresented, or disrespected at any time. No one should profess to be a hip-hop pioneer or legend unless they can prove with facts and / or witnesses their credibility and contributions to hip-hop culture. 17th principle. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to share resources. Hip-hoppers should give as freely and as often as possible. It is the duty of every hip-hopper to assist, whenever possible, in the relief of human suffering and in the correction of injustice. Hip-hop is shown the highest respect when hip-hoppers respect each other. Hip-hop culture is preserved, nurtured, and developed when hip-hoppers preserve, nurture, and develop one another. 18th principle. Hip-hop culture maintains a healthy, caring, and wealthy, central hip-hop guild fully aware and invested with the power to promote, teach, interpret, modify, and defend the principles of this hip-hop declaration of peace.
And here goes a video produced by David Banner.
If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you're getting off track and you want to get back, may take a lot of work, won't break your back. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. Well, there once was a guy who couldn't jump high, till he focused in, now he touched the sky. Gotta do more than try to get by. Evolution is key, and that's no lie. If you want to be big and strong, you see, you You gotta evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you're getting off track and you want to get back, can't take a lot of work, won't break your back. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. Make no mistake about it, you gotta evolve. Blood, sweat, and tears around it, and a lot of resolve. There's no way around it. Gotta give it your all. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. You gotta evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. You gotta evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. You gotta evolve. If you're getting off track and you want to get back, can't take a lot of work, won't break your back. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. You gotta evolve. There once was a girl who the man didn't like. She worked in the day and she trained all night. She prayed for the light, getting ready for the fight. When the day turned to night, girl shine so bright. Had to do things other girls wouldn't do. Now every girl in the world play when she wants to. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. If you're getting off track and you want to get back, can't take a lot of work, won't break your back. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. No matter what they do, they can't break your stride. Evolution is a thing that starts inside. Throw your hands up, clench your fists with pride. Hold your head high, no need to hide. E-V-O-L-V-E, come on, get inside, come on, ride with me. E-V-O-L-V-E, come on, get inside, come on, ride with me. If you want a revolution, the only solution evolve. Gotta evolve. Got to evolve. Revolution, the only solution evolve. Oh, baby. If you're getting off track and you want to get back, can't take a lot of work, won't break your back.
You are now watching In Your Lap. I'm playing that because David Banner is a hip hop culture specialist who also makes commercials and writes songs for major corporations. Yeah. Next we got Killer Mike.
What? Yeah, you don't like Bill O'Reilly?
Man, I like Bill O'Reilly.
Always
the
going
character. I hate old white people take him so seriously.
Right.
He's
the character. But he is always going after rap as the reason for every ill.
More full of shit than an outhouse.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go in a black club and see Bill O'Reilly with a stripper in his lap. I guarantee you that.
No,
He's as
I don't think
as those books he writes, as what Patton would have done. And we know it's an act. We know it's, and I think the best.
No, you're wrong. I know Bill. That is not an act.
Bill is full of shit.
No, he may be full of shit, but is sincere shit.
Really?
Of course. People really think that way. What are you, crazy?
Not him. He can't.
Mike, now you're the one living.
That means I'm going to fight him one day.
No, you're not. but this thing I was just talking about, the religion, like the Christians losing Christians, he blames that on rap music. And right, because like the people who are least likely to leave Christianity are black folks.
Oh no, well, particularly black women, they not leaving. My mama and sisters and grandma.
No, I know.
It's Jesus to the end.
Yeah,
Jesus was like the original rapper, though.
Right.
He was a arguably black guy, or at least dark. Hung with a posse of homies. One of them was strapped with a knife. Went to war with the government. Lost. Was like a lot of black guys do. And everybody loved him more after he died, like Tupac.
Mike, what do you say to people who link crime and violence to rap music?
After I say you're stupid? Rap music, hip-hop, as a entity, was started in the late 60s, early 70s. Bunch of kids were in the burnt-out gutter called the South. Yeah, I'm about to give it to you. I'm going to give you some game. Check this out. I know you didn't have like Jay and
I thought it was a little later than that.
No, I got you. Check me out. There's going to be a movie comes out called Rubble Kings. So in the late 60s, all these kids that were kind of the fallout kids of the black nationalist movement, civil rights, poor white people's movement, Puerto Rican nationalism movement, they had street gangs in New York and the Bronx that were just essentially burnt out. At some point, very late 60s, early 70s, these kids were like, we're going to come up with our own peace treaty. Came up with their own peace treaty. decided that we aren't going to engage in violence. Well, what's the alternative to violence? The Zulu Nation was born out of that. Africa Bambaataa, Cool Herc. Google these. I'm telling you, it's way bigger than any of the rappers you think now, and the story is way more interesting. These kids, they were children, got together in the park, stole public electricity, which I strongly support, and decided to do park jams as an alternative to violence. So hip hop is not rap. Hip hop is the thing that houses rap, graffiti, breakdancing, and DJing and entrepreneurship. And what it did, was give poor kids the opportunity to organize as an alternative to violence. Now, fast forward 40 years, it worked. A lot of money came into it. Guys bought big chains and tigers and lions and bears and shit, and we got off course. But at our core, hip hop, every time you see a successful rapper, you're seeing a job creator in a community. Jay-Z has provided hundreds of jobs and created dozens of millionaires, and has changed the economy in places that it wouldn't have been. Outkast in Atlanta personally changed the economy in the last 20 years. So I would say that people who say hip hop is violence, I would say let's start with the real violence starters. Let's start with the 3 major Abrahamic religions, and let's do away with their books. Let's start with governments and geo-war and politics. Let's do away with our leaders. So after we get down the violent scale of all the things that create real violence to get to music, it'll be easy to get hip hop. Because people in hip hop want to do the same thing you do. Talk shit about politics, smoke weed, and date dope black women. That's it.
Okay, freedom of speech.
One day I was at work and I saw a video of,
whether, we like it or not. Also, please excuse the explicit lyrics if you didn't know. In Your Lap is always embracing freedom of speech, but definitely want to educate you on other hip hop culture specialists. Got none other than Karis One. You know I can't leave him out, okay?
Don't let the label label you. Look at me. The show is great. If you don't look like this after a show, you didn't do one. I feel great. Hip hop is the fountain of youth. That is the bottom line. The fountain of youth is hip hop. One, two. Turn me up, turn me up. We're the survivors of those who studied hip hop from a cultural point of view and survived. What we were protesting and organizing for was for hip hop to be established in the world, not in the mainstream. We knew it was going to be in the mainstream. It goes up and down the mainstream according to the sales. But for the world to understand that real hip hop is breaking, MCing, graffiti art, DJing, beatboxing, fashion, language, knowledge, entrepreneur skills. How do you live the culture? Most of the world knows now. Most people who listen to hip hop, they know the difference. Imagine regular people know the difference between Wu-Tang and say Dead Prez, or Dead Prez and say Run DMC. When we were coming up, you just said, oh, they just rappers. The world would just go, oh, they just rappers. They didn't know the difference between Jam Master Jay or DJ Revolution, or they're just all DJs. Now we grew up in a time where now people know the difference. They're more literate of hip hop. My record, Sound of the Police, back in 1995, it was just a cool record. Now it's a worldwide anthem. You look at people like Immortal Technique, who really is remaining an underground artist. I don't know if he'll ever be mainstream, but he is. More people know about Immortal Technique, Dead Prez, Talib Kweli, go on and on. Even, people know about these groups now, and this is what we was fighting for. This is what we wanted. We wanted our own space, that we don't have to go to MTV. We don't have to go to BET. We don't have to be on mainstream radio to represent hip hop. Make some noise! I was just at the Vatican, and at the Vatican, it was amazing to me that when I walked into the Vatican Museum, there are armed guards there with guns at the Vatican Museum. The people are herded through. Imagine when I was in Miami, before I came to Europe, I was in Miami. Before that, I was in Orlando. We went to Disney World. I felt the same way at Disney World that I felt at the Vatican. People out there hustling, they herding you across. Jesus started to look like Mickey Mouse. The Vatican is running themselves like Disney World. So many thousands of people there. The nuns are walking past you. The priests are walking past you. Nobody's walking up to you and saying, brother, get over here. Let me pray on you. In 10 minutes, there'll be group prayer. Let's read out this Bible right now. All of y'all walking around the Vatican. Let's read the Bible every 15 minutes. Let's have something go down. None of that. And I was ashamed. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of God, man. I don't know what everybody else into. But when I walk into the house of God, I want to feel peace. I want to feel love. I want to feel knowledge. I didn't feel none of that at the Vatican. None of it. And nobody that was there felt that either. It was a tourist attraction, and at the end, they wanted you to buy something. I mention all this, no disrespect to the Vatican. I'm just speaking the truth. But hip-hop is the new Vatican right now. This is why we started the Temple of Hip Hop, because there is knowledge that urban people need, spiritual knowledge that's still in the world, but urban people need it. Urban people need to know that God is not a man in the sky. They'll say that, oh, we know God is not a man in the sky, but you don't really believe that. You really don't believe that God is in your heart, because if you did, you wouldn't be looking at the next man the way you're looking at him. We don't really have a robust spirituality, and I think it really needs to come back. You know, spirituality hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. People have just allowed themselves to be labeled by corporations.
Are you really for peace and equality? Or with my cards hooked up, you know you want to follow me.
Don't let the label you. And this is the truth. People say, I'm a Christian. That's a label. Now you allow, I'm a Christian. What is that, really? What is that? What do you mean when you say, I'm a Jew, I'm a Muslim? Muslim? What does that mean to you? What is that? Is it just a label? Even the clothing you put on, is that just a label? What's the difference if a woman is dressed in a burqa from head to toe, but her mind is still thinking lust and sleeping with 6 and 7 guys? Don't front on me. You already know, I know the deal. What's the sense of being Christian and walking around with your nose up in the air and the man is hungry on the block, you ain't got nothing for him? What's the sense of being Jewish and you don't follow the law? Because you labeled yourself something, and now the label has labeled you. You don't give the label nothing. I'm Christian. Why? Because I represent Christ. What is Christ? Love. Love. That's it. That's all Christ said. You my disciple, you showing love. You're going to know my people by the love. What did Moses say? You're going to know my people because they follow the law. What did Krishna say? You're going to know my people because they seeking knowledge. They getting past the senses and moving past the flesh. What did Buddha say? Follow the middle way. Don't be too much over here and too much over there. Balance. Justice. Who the hell is following this? Only hip hop has the authority even to announce to the world a new spiritual thought. Only hip hop has this authority. And the reason being is because all of the religions have blood on their hand. All of them. No disrespect to nobody. We're just talking truth. In the 80s, they said that baseball cap that you're wearing right now, oh, you ain't gonna get a job doing that. Oh, you'll never be respected with that baseball cap on. Oh, you got it tilted to the side. Oh, you're never gonna get, this is what we were told in the 80s. What did we do? We didn't let them label us. We put the baseball cap on backwards. We ripped our jeans. We started wearing baggy clothes. We made the the label. The label never made us. We used to wear Timberlands, and some still do. Timberlands. Timberland, the company, tried to front and say that hip hop ain't had nothing to do with their billion-dollar sales. But we know that Timberland, the boot, was at one time just a regular work boot. You used to put Timberlands on, you used to put them on and want them to get messed up because you was a construction worker. Hip hop took that and turned mentality. We just took it and started to perceive it as something else, and the value of it went up. So if you could stop being labeled by these corporations and start labeling the corporation, they have to work toward you. This is where hip hop is blessed by God, because governments don't run the world no more. The state doesn't run the world anymore. Corporations run the world. And you know who runs corporations? Hip hop.
Your laws are minimal, cause you won't even think about looking at the real criminal. This has got to cease, cause we be getting hyped to the sound of the police.
What is African American? What is that? Like, really, when you dig deep into it, what is African American? A decision. We've gone from Negro to Black to Afro to Afro-American to it's like every 10 years we change our title according to the day. What is it? It's a decision. So when hip hop realizes that it could make the same decision, we'll create a new culture on earth, new civilization on earth, and all that bullshit stops. Yeah. That's it.
Wow, you know what it is. It's their opinions. KRS-One is a definite slapper, and his opinion does count. We repping that. Next video is from none other than Raw War, Ready and Willing and Ready. You know what it is? We definitely hip-hop culture specialists. Shouts out to Youngstown, Ohio. Shouts out to the ATL, where we dwell. That's all right. Yeah. Much love to our sponsors.
Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop, but if I look back now, I turn to a pillar salt and that ain't going down. I never ever got to worry what's going around. The weapon form, not even in your town. You can profit off of that, just knowing the facts. Yeah, it's cool. I go on and clap, but through the valley of darkness, I fear no evil. We keep stepping, me and my people, ready and willing, still willing and ready. No one at a table awaits me. I'm ready when your cup running over. Yeah, he anointed. I can't stop, won't stop. And for his name's sake, I'ma pray to my God and so the Lord I'm straight. And I can't wait. I'm still seeking space, walking in the faith. Yeah, I'm doing it with grace. I be I and you be you. We be we and we pray too. Me, Shaq, Chara, and the Bendigo. They don't know what his hand will do. You put the man before God, that's what you shouldn't do. You drop to the knees and tell him love him too.
This is my perception. How could you put a man in God for the God in man?
Let's see, how can I say this? I'm about to rainfall the power of confidence when you play this. Without exaggeration, or lacing up your mind with thoughts of frustration. With the heart of a lion, cause I be roaring on the J-Benz track without trying. Don't even test me, just confess and the rest can go where that mess be. That's how I feel. And when I grip steel, I kill like Bill when you can feel the chills. No weapon formed, there was one on the state made like a woman's form. They appear wounds, life torn. But nevertheless, hip hop be born, raw war torn. And ain't no more take a score. We raw begin to win, win this war.
There's no war.
That's all we pray.
Don't get stuck between and between. You've always moved the right way, man. There's no war,
Really and really you can. Don't touch this thing. Probably the right wasteland. There's no wrong. Really and really you can. Don't sweet, yeah, sweet, sweet, sweet. Where you ever be when you can.
That's right. In your lap is on. Slap somebody today. Please do tell somebody you know that In Your Lap is hiring slappers. Now hiring. If you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area, please meet us at the George World Congress Center, August 29th, Saturday, 9 a.m. Come get that job. We're waiting on you promoters. We're waiting on you young people, entrepreneurs. Make that extra money. We got you.
So like an eagle, will you fly like a dove? Will you soar like an eagle? Will you soar like an eagle? Fly like a dove. Fly with your stars, yeah, don't go centric. Don't in the winds, got a spiritual spaceship. Not much to bring, please be open-minded. Reach for the moon, yeah, watch you find next. Fly next for your friends and enemies. And when they see you say, here I be, I'm from Utah, but they know me. Remix, that's who I be. I ain't standing all alone and I ain't by myself. While war mess with us, then it's bad for your health. I ain't gonna tell them no more, cause here I go. Them kicking back dope, everybody on the floor. Here I go, I'ma have to tell them some more. Everybody already know how raw war go. Need some space, yep, almost out of here. Higher, higher, out your atmosphere. This the year, cause we be everywhere. Freaking fly miles, cause you know we be flying. Aim high, you can soar with the birds. Supercalifragilistic is more than words. Soar like an eagle. Will you fly like a dove?
Here I am, right here. It's been so long. The song ain't come from me. I came from the song, and that I'm free. You know where I'm going. Everywhere without a care, soulless. Penetrate the atmosphere. Enter through nowhere till I appear in the mirror. That's my ideal self. Beyond temporary role, I'm on the astral belt. Created by the feelings I felt. In the moments I melt. See the beat, raise the heat. From the lowest valley to the mountain peaks, skyscrapers and city streets, the I'm feeling on an iceberg, laid back, call it chillin'. $1 million baby on deck, what a feeling. What I do to make it through, back to the original state of truth. It's never stop, just passing through.
Here I go. Here I go. Here I go.
I really do hope you enjoyed today's show, because I really enjoy sharing that with you. You know what it is. Rain and Remix, your hip hop culture specialist, just giving you a definition of what that is. A hip hop culture specialist is much like a slapper. That's right, we are hiring slappers, hip hop culture specialists, promoters. We hiring people who can crawl past the screen, efficient enough not to be seen during the show. If you can do that, hit us up 770-899-8337 or send your resume to inyourlap@gmail.com. Also, if you are in the Atlanta, Georgia area, I need you to really check out Set Free TV Network. They're presenting the Signa Alpha, which is a brand new TV box, video box, a box for your TV, an entertainment box, a box with resources. That's what this box has. And Set Free TV Network is setting up the vision for television, okay? Casting call for actors, actresses, news anchors, hosts and hostesses, okay? Gospel and R&B singers, children for their Cartoon Network and their programming. They got a cartoon character named Oki who'll be there. There'll be a job fair at this event. Vendor tables are available probably right on the spot. Don't hesitate to come out. The first 100 guests get a free signal box, which is a $500 value. Right. Free admission, I say free admission at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta, Georgia. 285 Andrew Young International Boulevard Northwest in Building C. Free Saturday, August 29th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And In Your Lap will be there. I probably won't just be at a table. I got to move around. I got to meet everybody. And episode 10, you know what I'm saying, might be clips from this very event. I know 9, because I don't know why I'm rushing it. I don't know what that's about. But the 8th principle, next week we'll be doing the 9th principle. I'm having trouble getting that together. I'm in a hurry. I'm excited about Saturday, August 29th. We'll be doing some interviews on the spot. Also looking for slappers, because I feel like slapping in the day. Hashtag slap slap, hashtag in your lap. You know what it is. Send us your information. Send us your latest music, you know, for reviewing. Shouts out to all our sponsors, gggrand.com, as well as Club 291, also O'Reilly's on Covington Highway, Club Suede on Trinity. We really appreciate y'all support. Without y'all, we wouldn't even exist. Also, if you're taking the time out to watch this, much love to you too. In Your Lap appreciates you all the time, I know. And you know, you never know what's gonna happen on In Your Lap. That's the thing, you know. And okay, nice. I guess that means it's time to go. So that's what I'm gonna do. Get out of here. You know what it is. Slap somebody, tell them In Your Lap was crazy tonight. They told us what a hip-hop culture specialist really is, who they really are. If you want to be a certified hip-hop culture specialist, hit us up. We connected to the Zulu Nation. If you ain't know, now you know. Ask somebody. We'll talk about him later. Okay, peace and love.